Hello there again. So the concurrent 11th grade do watch have found more or less the my other YouTube channel. So more or less this is gonna be the video that I acknowledge that yes, well, welcome to IB tips. There's gonna be more or less a YouTube channel where I give IB tips. Today, sadly, it's not gonna be. I was gonna do English due to the fact that I did want to go on a tiny bit of rant about how the English program in IB is quite botched, to say the least, with the general directions that they want you to go. It's truly confusing, but I decided to set that aside just because of laziness, sadly. But so today we are going to do another CAS experience. So last time we did activity because that was something I was truly passionate about. Now we're going to do something that's also along the line of activity is definitely going to be creativity. Now the concurrent grade 11 has been employed in the IB diploma program for right around 3-4 months. 3-4 months, I think, around a month or two. At this point. Not no 3-4 months is definitely right. It's right now no it's around almost 2 months, a month, 2 months, you could say. So it's not been a while for them. So either way, there's gonna be your guide to CAS creativity. The thing about CAS creativity, just like that of activity, is that it is extremely, I don't like to say it, but simple. Think of something simple. It could be something like drawing. It could be anything. This is the thing about CAS. It is just extracurricular activity, which brings to the justification that it could be right around anything. It could be something such as writing music. It could be playing chess. That's technically creative. It could be drawing, or it could be working out. That you could genuinely put in as creativity because you're creating a new exercise. I don't know about you, there are plenty of exercise. You could take for example the dip. Let's say you're just doing a dip movement. Why do that when you can, I don't know, add some weight? Or you could basically say doing different dips every single day to see the end result on my dip. Something like that could be gone under both activity and creativity. And along the way, you could do some other stuff as well. I'm going to get into that later after we have done service, and I'll be able to combine the three things and just call the video most likely CAS, how to CAS. So the thing about creativity is that it's quite simple. It's a lot more simple than activity. You don't have to get your butt out there to do a 5 kilometer run or a 10K run or whatever it might be, but rather you just quite frankly have to sit on your butt and look up things that are creative to do. And the thing about creative is that it's such a massive and wide spectrum that you can just about justify anything. So, yeah, your supervisor could be, quite frankly, anyone. I would say it could be your parents. Quite frankly, that basically said no, they are definitely doing it, all this and that. Or hell, you could practically ask any of your teacher and they just say, I'm writing Wattpad, this or that. It's still technically writing. Can you supervise for me? Something like this also works. It does not take a lot of work for these teachers at all. They just need to go up and check, and quite frankly, don't need to check through everything. And voice reflections always welcome, journal reflections always welcome, some pictures, some insights into these things are always welcome. Remember, once again, the IB program is quite botched due to just the logistical mess that it is. You have thousands of hours for a few hundred people to sift through. It's just not going to work out logistically. So, to say the least, you can get by with a lot of stuff. And the thing about IB program, from what I could get now, is that it is based more on reflections rather than hours of doing something. And even then, if you do still have hours of doing something, just like under the communist system, you could just kind of get by with that. And you can more or less say that, oh, I spent this many hours on it. Well, how are you going to look up how much time you wrote a Wattpad fanfic? Could take 2 hours, how? Could take even more than that. The thing about creative is that it could genuinely be something that you don't have to go out and get a true certificate that said, look, I did this or that. Just the fact that, well, the IB could do that, but there are also many other activities that are not like that. What if I want to actually write Wattpad fanfic every day that is of theme of My Little Pony or Ben 10 or whatever cartoon smut you want to write about? How is the IB going to verify this? It is practically impossible for them to do so. And even if they do try to do it and say, well, no, you haven't fulfilled the hour, well, how the hell did you get that info? It's an invasion of privacy. So a lot of time you can get by. However, just as I would basically say, CAS should not be this be-all end-all of a thing that basically said, oh no, I have to concurrently do this or do that, and I have to do this and do that, and have this many of hours in it. As I've said, it's just right now the concurrent system, from what I could see, is that it is based more on reflections rather than hour actually spent. It is based more on to see if you have actually grown or not. So video reflections will always help. Not video reflections, sorry, but audio logs would definitely always help. See how you've grown from in CAS interviews. Give the interviewer, an interviewee, because you are the interviewee, the interviewer, a good idea of, okay, how is it put through and everything, and then they'll figure out the rest amongst themselves. You don't have to do a lot. It's more or less just keep the thing in the back of your mind, just do it every single day, just so that you just don't fall behind. Right? Don't do things in bulk, just believe me, dude. Set aside 5 minutes perhaps, do some audio reflections, upload the goddamn log onto your phone, onto ManageBack. You're about done. You don't need to be like me, standing in front of a camera for 7 minutes, rambling to themselves. So it's more, think creativity, think of any activity that you need to do, log it down like usual, and then go from there. Afterwards, we shall tackle, in my opinion, the hardest one, which is service. Which even then, I could still argue, no, there is plenty of way to also make it simple and not, you don't have to go out in society and do something, because surprise, surprise, the IB program puts a lot of stress on you, but at the same time, it demands for many unrealistic expectations. It demands for you to have a university life, practically, but at the same time balance everything else in your life, as if somehow in 11th and 12th grade, after 10 plus years of school, you would just somehow have this magical ability to be able to plan your entire life and balance absolutely every aspect of your life just with a flick of a finger. Every program is unrealistic. It truly is. But it is a learning experience. Learning should be lifelong. And I'm going to end it off with that message before I start rambling far too much and digress completely from the topic. So, to recap, remember, CAS, just like always, do it every day. Have something for CAS every single day, just so that you will not fall behind. If you do a reflection a day, literally, I'm going to take a quote from Arnold. It's more like, think you do one reflection a day. By the end of the goddamn year, you're going to have 365 reflections, and that is literally enough. You don't need more than 365 reflections. If you tell someone, I have 365 reflections, they're going to think to yourself, Jesus Christ, this man does not need to do CAS for the rest of the year. So you might as well start now. Right? That's as soon as you get your ManageBack account and everything. But the moment you have that, just start, hell, even before that, just start doing something already, have all the audio logs, have all the audio files, just so that when you get your ManageBack account, when you get everything set up, you can just put all the info in. And then you think to yourself, my God, I am free for weeks on it. Because each week requires 2 reflections. That's not new info. Number 2, it is creativity. Do something simple. Do something that will not take up a crap ton of time. If it is something that you already did in your free time, wonderful. Use that. Use anything. Thirdly, remember, try to tie it together with activity in some sense, just so that you have hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Then after this, we're going to tell you how to hit 3 birds with 1 stone. And with that, I bid you farewell.